Hello and welcome along to Rambly Running, and this week I'm going to be updating you on an injury that I had months ago and also talking about a brand new one. So after a nice lovely sunny day today, bit cold but not too bad. I think it said about, the weather app said, I think it was 7 degrees, feels like 3, something like that. But running along keeps you warm, obviously. So we're going to talk about injury. So if you've been watching the channel a while, you might remember a little tale that I told back in the summer of 2022. When I was in training at that time to do a half marathon, and I unfortunately tripped over in the woods, went over a tree root and fell down like the proverbial sack of spuds. And it was probably one of only a couple of times that I've fallen over and I hit the ground before I even knew what was happening. Normally when you fall over you have time to think, oh, this is gonna hurt, but no, I was on the ground before I even knew what was going on. And at the time on the channel I didn't show the injury, so if you're at all squeamish, look away now. I'm going to put it on the screen. Now at the time I'm on my run now, I can't remember what photos I've got, so I don't know if this was immediately after or how. I'll put a caption up to say how soon after the fall this was. And yeah, so it's gone now. You can look back if you're squeamish. Now, it wasn't that bad. I mean, you've seen worse injuries if you watch Casualty, frankly. But the problem I had was that I got some dirt in there, and I ended up, after a few days, going all kind of pussy and horrible, and that wasn't nice. Let's not dwell on that. And at the minor injuries clinic, they had to kind of clean it up, and I've learned my lesson, because I now carry with me, I've got one with me today, a little antiseptic wipe in a little pouch, so I can clean myself up if I you know, do the same idiotic thing again. So, you know, you live and learn. But let's have a look at it now, and this is how things have kind of repaired themselves in the last, however length of time it's been, 7 months, something like that. And as you can see, looking a good deal better, and hopefully it will continue to get better. Now, why am I telling you about this now? Well, when I went over, I went over on this arm, this left arm, and I really sort of landed quite heavily. And since then, my arm has been getting sort of more and more kind of painful. So the ball bounced behind me, the ball's come out the pitch there. Luckily it didn't hit me on the head. That would have been good. Talk about injury and getting knocked out in the middle of the video, that would have been good. Anyway, yeah, what was I saying? Well, I narrowly avoided the football. Oh yes. So, but I think actually this pain in my arm, but I think might have started just before this this fall. I don't know, I'm not 100% certain. So, you know, would I be in this position, irrespective of that fall, would I still have a painful arm now? Maybe. No one, yeah, I'm never going to know. But anyway, it's been getting more and more painful over the weeks, and at night in particular, very painful. So that's kind of, you know, affecting my sleep, as you'd imagine. It's one of the things on the long list I talked about recently. Just one of them. It's actually quite a long way down the list. But yeah, that's not very good. So I went to see a physio, and he gave me a good checking over, and his name was Graham, very nice chap. And Graham said, I think what you've got is a frozen shoulder, which is when all the kind of muscles and ligaments and everything in your shoulder kind of all kind of seize up. And he said what happens, you go through phases. Phase 1, the one I'm on at the moment, is when it hurts. Phase 2, the pain goes away. That's good, isn't it? However, you don't have much movement in your arm sort of seizes up, so you can't really move very well, which isn't good. I think there was a third phase. I was worrying about phases 1 and 2 at that point, so I can't remember what he said, but he did say that it can take, well, only a couple of years to recover from it, but it will recover. I thought, oh, this isn't very good. So I'm going to go for an x-ray, and then As long as that doesn't show up anything that unexpected, I'm gonna have a steroid injection, which may or may not work. We'll see. In the meantime, I'm taking ibuprofen. He said you could do that as your, you know, for the next year, but it's obviously not very good for your organs to just stay on ibuprofen. And he said you've got to keep taking it, not just before you go to bed, but regularly during the day. So I'm doing that now. Hopefully I can stop when I have the steroid injection. So yeah, all the fun of the fair. Luckily, running, I can sort of do the kind of movement like that. It's sort of okay, it's the other one, but it's kind of okay. It's moving it behind me and up. That's what I can't do. So anyway, yeah, I think I'm getting old.
This miracle of human life and the body and time that we occupy, it is all together sacred. Slow down and listen for a heartbeat, with everything in motion.
Here we are. So run complete, and a 10k today. So good to be getting out and doing some 10ks again. I absolutely love 10k. It's always been my favourite distance, and I just haven't been doing it recently. So to be doing it again, I feel pleased about that. I am finding it a little bit tough. I probably get to about 8k, and then, as you can see from the times on the screen, really not particularly quick at the moment, but that's okay. I'm not worrying about it. I know also that the heart rate is also very high at the moment. That's not ideal, but really I'm just kind of going through a phase of, you know, I just want to run, and I'm kind of not sweating the details at the moment. There will come a time when I do start to work on all of those things. That will happen, but yeah, not at the moment. Just want to kind of get out there and just enjoy it. And what's not to enjoy on a lovely day like this? Fantastic. I really love getting out on a sunny day. There's a sort of, although it's cold today, as I mentioned earlier, there is definitely a feeling of kind of spring in the air, so that's always good. That always raises the spirits a bit, doesn't it? So yeah, pleased about that. Right, so that's it for this week then. Just a kind of a quick catch up ahead of, you know, seeing more of my woes. And yeah, by the time this video goes out, I suspect I might have already had the steroid injection, probably. I'm quite sure, or I might be just about to have it, I don't know. So it might be a good idea if you've got some horror stories about steroid injections, don't put them in the comments. I think it's probably the thing, because I probably won't want to read that. I know, and I realise these things, you know, it might not work. There's a risk to everything that you do, so there's a risk stepping out the front door, frankly. So anyway, enough of that. I'll update you in the next video. Loads more content coming on the channel. I really hope you're enjoying all the EV stuff at the moment. Some bonkers stuff going on with that, and I will keep that going. And of course the running stuff, well, you can't get away from that. So leave your comments below. Don't forget to hit like if you've enjoyed the video, and of course subscribe if you're new here. You're very welcome, and I'll see you for another update very soon.